Hey folks, Todd Martin here, your local Louisville real estate broker, coming to you live from the corporate office of Amped Realty in Louisville, Kentucky. Back from my European excursion. Um, Beautiful country. Visited Stonehenge, went over and checked out Wales, did a main stay in Cardiff. A lot of interesting little places around there. Beautiful country if you ever get a chance to go, as well as London, in the city of London, which is a little bit crazy. Lots of people there. High rent district. If you thought prices were expensive in Louisville, try living in London a little bit more. But hey, anyway, I am glad that you are stopping by my blog today on Talks with Todd on Tuesday at 12, or as I affectionately call it, T3. And today we're going to chat a little bit about downsizing and kind of if you're thinking about or wanting to plan for downsizing, kind of what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And of course, I've got Gabby here helping me out, help keep me on track. Because again, as some of you know or may not, I do like to ramble on a little bit. So she's going to keep me focused. And with that being said, I'm going to let Gabby help us get on track and get started. So Gabby, what do we got? What do we got with regards to downsizing today? What are some thoughts or questions?
Yeah, so my first question on that is, if I'm thinking about downsizing, when should I start planning?
And that's a good question. A lot of people, all of a sudden, they have this epiphany that they should downsize. And if they try to cram everything in, it can tend to be a little bit overwhelming. I find that most people, to make a smooth transition to a downsize, tend to start 3 to 5 years out, trying to figure out specific areas of town, what they want to do. Basically, if you think about downsizing, most downsizing people are thinking about along with aging. So there are several things that need to be considered when you're kind of working in that atmosphere of going from a much larger house where your family was, and then many memories were there. And again, it also can be a very emotional time, to something new and actually creating new experience and new memories in a new place. So again, to give somebody time to really kind of work through a lot of the emotional stage and thinking and planning, usually a 3 to 5 year window is pretty good with that. A little bit sooner is fine too, but again, give yourself plenty of time to understand what you need, what are needs and what are wants when downsizing. So, in a nutshell, the sooner you can start planning, the better.
Awesome. And so what are some of the different housing options?
Well, Gabby, when I talk to a lot of people, they talk about condos. And lately, that seems to be quite a big topic. People wanting to go to condos. But you also have to look at what's called sustainable living communities, where you've got ranch style houses with little to no steps. And again, as people tend to age and the population tends to move forward, a lot of people don't like to deal with steps. So, if you're downsizing, you may want to be careful about finding something that's a cute home in an area that you like, but all the bedrooms are upstairs, because you may find yourself wanting to have something that's all on the ground level. So, you've got all different types of houses. You've got all different types of condos. Is it a standalone condo? Some of those things that people have to consider as well is that people, when they downsize, they think that when they downsize, they automatically should go to a condo because they don't want to deal with any of the maintenance, okay, or the upkeep. But the thing to consider is if you've been living in your house for a long time and you decide that you want to go to a condo, well, it's going to be kind of like stepping back in time to when you first started out and you had to rent an apartment. And you've got maybe people above you, people below you, people to the left, people to the right. Again, depending on what your budget is. But then the other thing that you have to take into consideration when you're looking at a condo is you have to take into consideration the monthly maintenance fee, okay, and what's involved in the monthly maintenance fee. The other thing, and a lot of people don't talk about this very much in condos, is assessments. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but let's say you budgeted out, you bought the condo, you downsized, you knew that your monthly maintenance fee for the condo was $275 a month. You were fine with that. And then 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, you're living in a condo, and they decided that they needed to re-blacktop the entire driveway system, okay, and the parking lots. And that's a tune of, say, $50,000. And they've decided to assess each unit in there an additional $5,000 to take care of it as they move it across the plane. Well, now you've got another part of your budget that you weren't considering that you're going to have to pay because you're part of that condo community, okay? So again, there are some tips and tricks if you're downsizing to look maybe for a smaller home. You could find a kid to cut your grass. Think about the exterior maintenance that's needed on a smaller home versus that's needed on a condo. But you've got things like, your air conditioner still needs, maintenance. The exterior still needs maintenance, and your condo fees definitely pay for that. But in some cases, when you weigh the good and the bad, this is why you kind of go back to your planning phase to see, what you can afford and how kind of your budget is there. When you go back to the planning phase, you've got to really determine how you want to live in your downsized property. Okay, do you mind having neighbors close to you, or you've been living in your house for so long that basically now you're going to go back to an apartment style lifestyle? What is it that you want to do? So again, there are many different options out there. Always happy to talk to you about any and every of them. So those are some things that to consider when you're looking to downsize.
Awesome. And then my last question is, what are some of the don'ts I should consider when thinking about downsizing?
Okay. Well, one of the things, Gabby, that people talk about all the time is that, downsizing, there's a lot of things that you don't want to do. And, particularly when people think about downsizing, they think about aging and the aging population. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about aging population. So you don't have to be older to downsize. I'd say that's probably one of the first don'ts. If you've just got a big house and you've decided that you don't want to deal with all of that anymore, you can downsize to a smaller house. Of course, we've all seen HGTV and the little mini house living. Now, I'm not recommending going from a 4,000 square foot house to, 800 square feet. That would drive me crazy. But for some people that works, and they still have families and they downsize because they don't want to take care of the space anymore. But the thing is, downsizing can also be kind of a cleansing ritual that I find for a lot of people. Again, we talk about, when you should start planning, because there's so much that goes along with that. You might have some family heirlooms. There might be some favorite things in the house that the kids like and have special memories. So one of the things that you don't want to do is you don't want to throw everything into a storage pod and then move in, because you're just basically moving along the inevitable, which means you're going to have to deal with those items eventually. If you don't deal with it now, does your family have to deal with it later? So again, go ahead and take the time to do that. So again, don't throw everything into a pot and think that it's just going to go away and you're going to go in and buy new furniture and start over. And a lot of people like to do that, but I wouldn't recommend it. Don't underestimate kind of, again, the impact of aging. If we're talking specifically on downsizing for aging purposes, again, if you find that cute house, but it's got everything upstairs and you've got bad knees or you've got a bad back, or you anticipate problems or issues, again, find something that you're comfortable with for the long haul and look to stick to that there. Again, those are things that you want to talk through. You want to talk through, maybe with family and friends, and see, recommendations, and make sure you look at different properties to kind of understand what you are and are not comfortable with. The other thing is don't overestimate your finances, especially if you're in a retirement situation and you've gone from, making money in a constant paycheck to now your retirement, Social Security, whatever set kind of income that you've got. And as we know, the population tends to live a lot longer now. than it did, just as early as, 20, 30, 40 years ago. So make sure that you've got your finances set aside and appropriate for the type of community or area that you want to live in. And again, you've got to consider things for a condo, individual home, monthly maintenance fees, assessments, versus having a small home where you can control most of the monetary issues yourself. And again, here's one thing that if you're downsizing, and it doesn't matter, what your age on this, I would say ask for help. Don't keep it a secret. Talk to people about it. Talk to your family members. Talk to your friends. Especially talk to your realtor. Talk to your financial advisor. Talk to your banker. They may be able to help guide you. When you've got professionals working together to help you get to your goal, that tends to be a little bit easier than trying to do all of this stuff on yourself. Okay, again, remember, that's what we're here for. We're here to help. So don't keep it a secret. Ask questions. And again, if we don't know the answers, we can find the answers for you. So don't throw things in a storage pod and think it's going to go away. Don't underestimate the impact of aging. Don't overestimate your finances, and definitely don't keep it a secret. Again, just asking questions. And you might find that in some cases, it may not be worth downsizing. It might be worth, figuring out something to do with your home. And again, those are questions that you can ask your realtor, and we can talk to you and talk through you through those different scenarios and situations. So again, hopefully that kind of sheds a little bit of light on the downsizing issue. I don't really have anything else on that. Gabby, do you have any other questions or comments or things that you thought of?
Nope. That answers all of my questions. I think you answered them very thoroughly.
Okay. Are you looking to downsize or upsize?
Actually, I don't. Right now, I'm good how it is, but maybe in the future, depending on how things go, maybe upsize.
Upsize, there you go. You got to upsize before you downsize, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, folks, I appreciate you stopping by, and thanks for taking a look and taking some time out. And again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about real estate, feel free to reach out directly to me. You can reach me at Todd at Amped Realty, AMPED Realty.com, or always pick up the phone and call or text at 502-220-4663, or think of it as 220-HOME, HOME. Give me a call. Happy to help out. If you know anybody's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please don't keep us a secret. We are always happy to work with you. So we look forward to speaking to you soon. And again, if you've got any questions or you'd like to see a specific topic in the blog, let us know, and we'll be happy to accommodate. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time.